So about a month and a half ago, I quit my job with no other job lined up and no savings in my account whatsoever. Hated the job. I hated the work I was doing. I don't have anything bad to say about the company, but the job was just not aligned with my interests at all. It was way too repetitive. I split my house payment in half with another person. Even just paying half of a mortgage payment every month and a car payment, I was barely scraping by. At the end of every month, after I paid all my bills, my account would just go to zero. Doing something I hate and barely making a living, I couldn't do it anymore. I ended up putting in my 2 weeks. I quit. I ended up taking out all of my retirement money and just throwing that in my savings account so that I can get by. I've started to pursue my bachelor's degree. I was doing trade work before, so I had a 2-year certificate equivalent to an associate's degree. I've been pursuing my bachelor's degree. I'm doing a program where you work at your own pace. Whenever you finish a class, you just move right on to the next one. So in this month and a half time span, I'm already 50% done with the entire program. I've been working my ass off. I'm doing a degree in marketing. I would love to make content, make advertisements for companies one day. Quitting my job was a huge risk, and I don't think anyone besides my girlfriend thought this was a good idea. While it is a huge risk, and it could be scary, I'm not scared of what happens. The scariest thing to me is living a mediocre fucking life. The scariest thing to me is never reaching my true potential. The scariest thing to me is to one day wake up and I'm 50, 60 years old and I'm still doing the same fucking thing that I hate. I refuse to be like that. I refuse to always talk about wanting a change and not making the change. After I quit, I ended up having so many money-making opportunities come my way. The week after I quit, I was able to get some part-time work as a videographer. A friend of a friend was paying me to film his YouTube videos. I ended up getting paid by a company to make an advertisement for them. Turns out I overpaid for school somehow, and I ended up getting a check back. And I had one of my YouTube videos do somewhat well. I made a little money from that too. All these money-making opportunities coming my way, it just let me know I'm on the right path. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. God didn't put me on this earth to be miserable until the day I die. And believe me, I've spent enough time being unhappy. I've gone through so much bullshit. I've gone through way too much shit to hate the rest of my life. I'm not gonna fucking do it. Also, if you up and quit your job, let me tell you, it lights a fire under your ass because you have no other option than to succeed. A lot of people I know, just for years and years, have talked about wanting to make a change in their life, but they've never put any steps towards it. I knew people at my old job. Keep in mind, I worked there for 3 years. In the whole 3 years, they would talk about wanting to lose weight. Never did it. Never fucking did it. I refuse to be that guy that always talks about wanting to do something and never does it. Let me get back to the money-making opportunities. So I had those. I've just been working on school every single day. And then my girlfriend, one of her friends is going on maternity leave at her job. And it turns out she's in a marketing-related field and they need someone to fill in for like 6 weeks to do part-time work. This did not happen for no reason. This is not random. I'm about to go in there. I'm about to talk to him today and kind of get the rundown of what's going on. And if this doesn't work out, something else will. I know it's gonna work out. You gotta have faith. You gotta trust in the process. If you're constantly thinking about the what ifs and you're constantly thinking about what could go wrong, you're not gonna succeed that way. You gotta just know in your mind that it's gonna work out. And I know it's gonna work out. And let me tell you guys, this video is gonna end when I am doing something I love for a living. When I'm doing something I love, making a good amount of money to be comfortable, that's when I'll end this video. I'm gonna give you guys updates along the way. Who knows what's gonna happen? My cat just knocked something over. I don't know the exact steps of how this is gonna go, but I know the end result. And I hope this inspires other people. If you're doing something you hate, if you're miserable, it doesn't have to be this way. A lot of people I worked with hated their job too. And a lot of people I know at other jobs fucking hate their job too. When I would talk to them about this problem, the answer I'd always get is just like, well, you know, that's just the way it is. No one likes their job, but you just gotta do it. No, that's not the way it is. That's not the way it's gonna fucking be for me. I hate that answer so much. You only have one life on this earth, and let me tell you, it goes fucking quick. It's absurd how many people are just like accept their fate. They just accept being miserable. They get a job they hate, but it pays them enough to get by, and they're just like, okay, this is what I do now. This is what I do for the rest of my life. Anyway, I'll make sure to keep you guys updated along the way. I'll see you guys for the next update. Today is April 21st. So at the end of last week, I ended up going to that company I was telling you guys about that needed a position filled. I went to talk to the owner of the company. It was her and the girl that's going on maternity leave soon. I thought this was going to be more of a job interview, but after talking to the owner for a few minutes, she was ready to give me the job. So the rest of the time, they were just running me through how the business works, how the job works, and basically what my duties would be if I accepted the job. Because they did have part-time hours and they were willing to work with me on that, I did end up taking it. If it was too many hours a week, I wasn't going to take the job because my main focus right now is getting this degree. I'm not going to do anything that takes me away from my goal. Anything that takes me off my path, I'm not going to do it. But luckily, they were able to work with me. They had a very good part-time schedule, and I actually had my first day today. It went great. I like the job. I like the owner of the company. I like what they're all about. I am super fortunate to have this opportunity. So now I can at least have a little bit of money coming in while I'm finishing up my bachelor's degree. Since I've started taking the steps necessary for a better life, these opportunities have just keep coming my way. The main update today is I ended up taking the part-time job and things are going great so far. Today is May 1st. I've been doing that part-time gig for a little while now, and today I got called into a meeting by the two business owners. They told me that one of the business owners right now, he's doing all the marketing, all the sales, and he has to handle all the operations on the production floor, and he says he doesn't want to do all of that by himself anymore. He needs a marketing and sales guy. They asked me how much money I was expecting to make when I finished my marketing degree. This was a hard question to answer, but I told them I was making around $50,000 a year at my last job, and it was not enough. It was a poor quality of living. I only make enough to pay my bills, then my bank account, boom, goes to zero. So I was hoping to make around dollars. They offered me about dollars a year. I can't believe it. On the inside, I was losing my mind. It didn't feel real. I wanted to explode. I was so excited, but I had to play it cool. So I was like, yeah, that that would work. I didn't expect to be making this part of the video this early on. I didn't think I was gonna get to this spot this early. I thought it was gonna take a lot longer. I can't even describe the feeling right now. I worked at shit jobs for so long. I was a janitor. I worked at gas stations. Then I worked at the Amazon warehouse. Then I was like, okay, I gotta make a change. Went back to school, got an electrical automation degree. Then I was making $50,000 a year. For the longest time, I never thought I'd make enough money to live comfortably. I never thought I'd make enough money to have a family one day. It just seemed like I was always going to be struggling. Changing my mindset was a big part of that. Wait a minute, I do deserve to live comfortably. There's plenty of people making $100,000, $200,000, $3,000 a year. There's people making millions of dollars a year. If they can do that, I can make $100,000 a year. And I'm not there yet, but I firmly believe I will be one day. I am more than happy with what happened today. I took a huge risk, taking out all my retirement money. Throwing away my future is how you could have looked at it. I did the calculation. I saw the amount of money my retirement would have turned into if I would have left it in my retirement account. But the whole time I kept telling myself, I'm gonna make it back. I'm gonna make it back. I'm gonna get a good paying job and I'm gonna put that money right back in my retirement account. Best news I've heard in a long time. I'm beyond grateful. I've been praying about this every single night. I just didn't think it was going to happen this soon. This is where I thought the video would end. I don't want it to end here though. I want to give another update when I start the new position. As I told you guys, I'm filling in for someone that's going to be going on maternity leave. I just sent them a message and I let them know when she comes back from maternity leave and takes her job back, I would love to start the new position then. So I think I'll do another update when I actually start the job. Today is July 10th, 2025. This is going to be a super quick update because I'm on a family vacation right now. I just got an email that I passed my last assignment for school. I completed my whole entire bachelor's degree in 4 months and 10 days. I'm super pumped. Now I just gotta figure out how to get the degree sent to my house. I'm gonna have a lot more information in the next update. Today is July 25th, and look what I just got in the mail. I said I didn't want to end the video off when I got the news about my full-time position, so I think this is a great way to end things off. I'm super happy that I got this degree. It only took me 4 months and 10 days to get my bachelor's degree, which is unheard of, at least to me. I'm super stoked about it. I'm super happy to be done, but honestly, a part of me kind of enjoyed it. part of me enjoyed learning new things and grinding it out all day, having something to work on. Of course, I always have these videos to work on. Let's talk about the job. The main reason I got this piece of paper right here. So the job is going great. I was able to get one of my best friends hired on. He's in the office right next to mine, and it's so cool going to work and doing something you enjoy and just hanging out with one of your best friends all day. And the boss is so cool too. They did end up changing my title from product coordinator to operations manager. I still get to do a lot of creative things. I've been making a lot of product catalog pages, displaying all our products and showing the benefits and features and all that kind of stuff. And I'm super happy that the marketing aspect of my job is doing just that. The more I learned about marketing, I was like, I do not want to stare at numbers and study data and analytics all day. Like, that doesn't sound very fun. So this worked out perfectly. Now, eventually, as the operations manager, the scope of my job is going to increase, where I'll be doing planning, scheduling, and everything that follows under that umbrella. But for now, I've just been doing a lot of marketing related things, which I love doing. I still get to be creative. I still get to do what I love, but I'm also learning the whole scope of running a business, one piece at a time, which is extremely valuable knowledge. I can't think of a better person to learn from than someone that built a business from scratch. My boss, a great guy to learn from. I couldn't be happier with the decision I made about leaving my old job and getting this degree. Anyone that's unhappy with their life right now, I invite you to do the same thing I did. I invite you to make a change. You get out what you put in this world, and if you're working your ass off every single day, eventually something's gotta give. And that's more than just working hard at your job too. I worked shit jobs for so long, and I would work my ass off at work, and I would get absolutely nowhere in life. I mean, maybe like $1 or $2 raise after a year of hard work, but it really never helped me get out of that situation. It's very important to work hard at work. I believe you should give your 100% no matter what you're doing. Even if you don't enjoy the task, you should still give it your all. But when I say it's not enough to work hard at work, you have to spend time working hard outside of work to get yourself out of the current position that you're in if you don't like where you're at. Spend time learning a skill, starting a business, getting a degree, any of these things. Outside of my regular jobs, I spent an average of 20 hours a week working on my main YouTube channel. And that was just editing. That's not even counting filming. Sometimes I would drive outrageous distances to go film videos. And then after that, it would be a good 20 hours a week that I spent on video editing. My main channel, it didn't blow up. It makes me about $50 a month, not very much. But if I never would have done that, I never would have honed in my video editing and photo editing skills. I never would have even thought about moving towards marketing, and I would not be in the position that I'm in today. When you start working hard at something, it opens up all these new opportunities you never even thought of before. I used to pray every night to God, please, please help me get to the point where I can do something I love for a living. And I always, in my head, I always imagined that to be my YouTube channel. Through a lot of time, effort, and hard work, I am at the spot where I do what I love for a living. It's just not what I expected. It's sometimes God answers your prayers in different ways than you expect, and you have to be open to that. If you want to make a change in life, whether that be getting into shape, getting a degree, or learning a trade, it's going to take a lot of time. And a lot of people don't want to do these things because it takes time. But guess what, guys? The time is going to go by anyway. In 2 years from now, you can either be better off than you were, or you can be in the same spot. It sounds like a really easy decision to me. Me personally, I would rather spend my time improving my life, even if that means having a lot less free time. That is a completely worthwhile trade-off in my opinion. Let's wrap this all up here. The moral of this story is that you have to do what makes you happy and what you know is right. My coworkers at my old job and my girlfriend were both very supportive of my decision to leave my job with nothing lined up, go to school, get a degree, and find a way better job. But that being said, a lot of my close friends were not supportive of that decision at all. I had one friend tell me that I wasn't going to be any happier switching from blue-collar work to white-collar work. He told me the grass is not greener on the other side. I had another friend tell me, you can't expect to jump into a white-collar job and make a lot of money. He told me I'm gonna have to start at the bottom of the totem pole, making a really low amount of money to start off. Then I had another close friend tell me, it's not about having a degree, it's about what you know. Basically implying that getting the degree was gonna be worthless because I wasn't going to have actual on-the-job skills. Then when I brought up the idea to some other people, a couple of people were like, oh, I can't believe you're doing this. You don't want to start your own electrical business? Now listen, if you're one of the people that told me this, I'm just using these as examples. I'm sure everyone watching can think of a time in their life when they've had some pushback on decisions that they've made or wanted to make. But if you know it's time to make a change and you know deep down that you can make it happen, you have to go for it. You know yourself better than anyone else knows you. If you can feel it in here, if you can see it up here, if you can envision it, you have to go for it. I'm a big advocate for always hearing people out. I will always hear what people have to say. Even if I completely disagree with it, I'll still at least listen to it. But if I would have taken other people's advice, I would not be in the spot I'm in today. I would still be doing the same thing and I'd be fucking miserable. I wouldn't be doing something I love. I wouldn't be making a livable wage. I would be doing the same thing, stuck in the same spot, wanting to bang my head against the wall every morning because I have to drive 40 minutes to go work in a fucking industry that I don't like at all. Now, not only did I get this bachelor's degree in 4 months, I also got in the best shape of my life. At 29, I look better than I've ever looked in my entire life. This is me at the beginning of the year, and this is me recently. So not only did I bust ass, get the degree extremely fast, I was able to really lock in. There's really no excuses. When people say they don't have time to work out or they don't have time to do this or that, I don't want to hear it. Unless you're like a single mother who has to go to work, take care of kids, I don't want to hear it. There shouldn't be any excuses. Thank you guys for coming on this journey with me. It's been absolutely incredible. Sometimes you gotta be willing to take the risk. I couldn't be any happier with the way my life is going right now. This is seriously the best that my life has ever been. I'm gonna start uploading some more stuff onto this page. I basically wanna start uploading a lot of like self-help videos. If I can help other people out and make other people's lives better, I think that's gonna be the next step for me. Now that I have a lot more free time because I'm done with school, using what I've learned through this journey and getting the word out there to make other people's lives easier, make other people's lives better, give out any tips and tricks that I have for anything. So stay tuned, there'll be some more uploads. Thank you guys for coming on the journey with me.